And we're live.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? So check it out. Last minute no show reschedule type stuff. So here we go. Zero topics to talk about. So we're gonna make it pretty quick and easy. Dropping the link in the chat here and open Q&A session. Come be part of the show after this.
Shut up and sit down.
The Business Bros Podcast was created for you. Learn from the business professionals who come to share their stories. Find out what's working in business, on social media, what's hot and what's not, straight from the mouths of successful entrepreneurs out there doing the real work. And now, welcome to another episode of
Business
Bros. And you didn't cut me off. That was like
weird.
Perfect timing, dude. That was perfect.
Was it
timing.
perfect timing? Oh,
It
nice.
It was right on cue.
Totally
all right,
thought I
ladies and
cut
gents.
you off, but all right.
Nah. Ladies and gents, I want to invite you all to be part of the program. This is an open forum. I want to answer your questions. It could be about podcasting. It could be about business. It could be about pretty much anything you want to talk about today. So here's the deal. We had a scheduled show, and this happens from time to time. Life gets in the way, and the guest couldn't make it on. So James and I, literally with 2 minutes left. Exactly. What do? Pivot. Now, we were tempted to not come on today at 4 p.m. ish sharp because I had done the show at 1 o'clock. So we're like, we got content on. But you know what? We're here every single day. We're going to hop on this thing. We're going to talk about stuff. We're going to make sure that we're trying to stay as relevant as possible. And if the show's not as great as it could have been that day, you know what? It's on anyways. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow the sun will rise. What's up,
totally
Bonnie?
tried to get you. What's up, Bonnie?
Hashtag
Totally tried to
unbreakable.
get you.
There it is. There it is.
Totally
Hashtag
tried to get
unbreakable.
you to, be like, nah, it's cool. We'll just take another day. But
Dude, I almost had you.
almost,
Almost, dude. It was that close. It ain't gonna happen, dude. We're gonna get on the show and we're gonna do this every single day. So this is one of those nice opportunities. I want you guys to ask us questions. Maybe you've been dying to ask us some embarrassing question like, how often does Hernan shave his head? Or James, are you ever gonna get a haircut again? I don't care what it is. This is gonna be the open forum for today's show. So if you guys have any questions, drop in. Become part of the show, become part of the conversation. That's what it's about for today. All right, so
My
gonna
hair's
start
under
off.
control after being under that hat for a little while. So,
It's not so crazy. By the
man,
way,
you should have seen it a little while ago.
just a little heads up. James and I were thinking, look, if we do a show on Halloween, we're thinking this is what we're gonna be. Bill and Ted, like that would be so funny, right? James has already got the curly hairs, like, and maybe we put a blonde wig on him. I'll put the black one on him since I'm the taller one. I guess I'll be Keanu Reeves, or it is like a digital show now, so I could wear the blonde wig. It doesn't matter, but I think it would be so funny to do that.
It'll work either way. I like it though. We can definitely do that. That's a nice and easy one. We'll go to the thrift stores and find the right shirts.
That's right. or
man.
just do it ahead of time and there you go. What, 24 inches off your hair yesterday, Bonnie? That's crazy. Did you donate it? I wonder if you donated it. There's a lot of people who let their hair grow really, really long and then donate it. I have a shout out to Kennedy Wilmore. I think it's Wilmore off the top of my head. Anyway, she was a student of mine a few years ago, and she literally does hair. Like she'll help put wigs on, right? Like help. Like black women put wigs on, but she does it in a way where like you can't even tell that they're a wig. She does such a really good job at it. She had been doing it since she was in my class, and she got to the point where in class I was telling her, look, you need to be on Instagram. You need to be showing people how you do it. And she was one of those that was hesitant. Like if I show them how to do it, they're not going to come to me. I'm like, no, you got to understand. You have a great skill at what it is that you do. You need to show people that, look, this is how you do it. This is what you need to do. And more customers are going to come your way, dude. And so I want to say a few weeks ago, I saw her selling a tutoring session. It was like $150 a ticket or something.
Nice.
She was going to sell 10 tickets for people to come on the show and learn how to do, I don't know, some particular wig that she was doing. And she sold out, dude. And I've been so proud of her. Like I keep telling her, I go, you're going to be one of those that either I get on the show. I don't know if she's comfortable to get on the show with us yet, or I'm going to have her come back to the classroom and be like, look, this is exactly what you need to do. Right. So I've been super proud of some young entrepreneurs. I'm gonna shout out a few of them here today. So because I got another like 2 or 3 that I'm gonna tell you about today. That's pretty awesome. So what did Bonnie say here about cutting the hair? A reputable place. It's still almost 2 feet long. Whoa, yeah, dude. There's a lot of reputable places. There's a lot of cancer type places that they look for real hair donations. So I don't have any off the top of my head, but if you do a quick Google search, I'm sure you'll find them. All right.
Try to make the world a better place.
So young entrepreneurs, that's a great topic to be talking about. See,
love it.
And this is the thing about doing the show, right? And right before the show started, since we found out that we're not going to have any our guests on the show, it's almost one of those pressure cookers. And people are like, most people would say, all right, you know what? I'm just not going to do it today. We just hop on here and the topic will present itself. All right. So young entrepreneurs. All right, so the first one was Kennedy, and she's doing her hair stuff. I'm gonna be looking her stuff up. James, maybe you can log into my Instagram at Business Bros Pod and look up Kennedy, and you'll see her pop up. It's Kennedy. All right. I want to say Wilmore. I think it's W. And we're throw on her Instagram handle here and tag her. All right, next one, dude. Okay, so I got a couple, and all these are kids that have been in my class, by the way. And this is this is basically inspired because when we're gonna come on the show right now, we're like, what do we talk about? Well, recently, Dr. Rob Garcia wrote a letter to recommend me for Teacher of the Month, and I got the award. It's pretty cool. I got the award to be Teacher of the Month, and I went and did a couple podcasts and
you deserve that.
Thank you. And so and it was presented from or by IQ Podcasts and sponsored by Attorney Kings. And so it's cool to receive the award. It's super awesome. And in all honesty, dude, there are so many awesome teachers at my school. I mean, people who I put at this level of teaching, like my wife included, so much better educators, I think. But the only real difference is that I've met more people out there that allow us to, like Dr. Rob, for example. Dr. Rob, I don't know how many teachers he meets on a regular basis. He's helping entrepreneurs build their businesses. He's giving them strategies, warrior strategy tactics to grow their business. See, it was Wilmore. See, I knew it was Wilmore. And so anyways, he wrote something up, and he's in one of the things that Dr. Rob does really well, by the way, is he finds ways to bring value to you, so much value that at some point in the future, you're going to be like, I got to work with him. I got to send him something. I got to send him a referral. I got to advertise on his magazine. I got to do whatever it is to work with Dr. Rob because he brings so much value. And that's how it's 100% on how I feel. So big shout out and thank you to Dr. Rob. And it kind of inspired for today's show now when I was thinking about it live on the air. Kennedy is one of my former students who's out there doing the work, doing that entrepreneurial work on a regular basis, building her own brand identity. Check her out on Instagram and look at the work that she's doing. She's a mad, incredible, amazing skills when it comes to working on hair and working on wigs. And then the next one I was going to talk about is I called him Burrito Man Brian. So I've spoken about Burrito Man Brian in the past, maybe a year or two ago, because Burrito Man Brian was literally doing that. He was selling burritos at school, right? But now he has graduated and he doesn't have that market anymore. And he started his car wash company, and he's out there doing the same type of hustle, getting in front of people, telling them what it is they do. And he's kicking some butt over there. And his
I'm
girlfriend,
not finding anything on the Instagram on Burrito Man Brian. Do you have
no.
last name? Do you remember?
Tapia.
Oh, come on.
Tapia. So Brian and his girlfriend Leslie, and one of my current students that just graduated today, they have started. You remember the Mexican bread, Hannes, the conchitas?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're selling stuff right now too, and they came over today to the house and dropped off some conchitas here. So
that's awesome.
dude. And so if you look on my Instagram story, by the way, Ham, or if you look in my Instagram feed under Natalie, in the DMs, you'll see the Instagram for them, and they're looking for orders now. The cool thing is they've been working with a few people with East Lake Food Groups on Facebook, and we've been pushing their products here on those Facebook groups, and they've had a huge influx of orders, and they got all kinds of different bakery type stuff. And here's the thing about what really drives me to continue to talk about them. They are actually, they have another one in the DMs. If you scroll in the DM, that conversation, there's one that they're promoting for the orders. So what really drives me right now is I had told my students this year, and it was kind of like a warning. I had warned them. I was like, look, you guys are graduating this year, and it's been 12 years since our most devastating recession that we've had. Usually these cycles are in 10-year cycles. So when you graduate, you're going to be graduating probably into a down economy. And at the time, everything was good. Nothing was wrong yet.
Wait,
it just don't happen.
You said conchitas, but you didn't tell me about all this other stuff they got going on. They got cupcakes. They got what looks like some
you know what?
sopecitos.
You know what?
They
James?
got.
We have the share capability. So do me a favor, share the screen and then pop them on here so we can show them the different stuff that they're selling. So they got all kinds of great stuff, and I want you guys to order it and check their stuff out. So let me tell you a little bit more about what they're doing. And so I was telling my students that they're going to be graduating into one of the worst economic times that are out there, right? Check out their logo real quick. That very first one, Ham. That very first one. There you go. That's them, right? Quick little logo of them. They're ready to start baking and making some goods. And here's the thing: as right before spring break happened, COVID hit, and it really changed our recession, our economy into a major recession. Until people were literally not losing their jobs, and there are people not hiring. Now these kids are graduating high school, and they're gonna need some sort of income to survive going forward. And so they've taken the stuff that we've talked about in class and about starting their own business, about creating, bringing value to people, about creating their Instagram pages and their Facebook pages to promote their particular products. And these kids are out there doing it, right? Maybe they don't. Well,
this is why you won that Teacher of the Year award. Let's be honest.
Okay, so that's the cool thing is winning the awards. That's awesome. But the real thing for me, the most amazing thing for me, is to see them taking action, is to see them doing these types of things. You know, these are the types of like that looks delicious, right? I mean, those tacos look amazing. The desserts that they're putting out there are great, and we all have that sort of, you know what, I need to order something. We could go to big box stores like Walmart and get some of these desserts, and we can go to different places. But some of these are young entrepreneurs trying to get started on everything that they're doing. And they've not only had that motivation. Do they ship that? Bonnie says, do they ship that? I don't think it'll ship that far. Unfortunately.
I don't think it would ship very well. Yeah.
So I think Bonnie's in Pennsylvania, so I don't think it goes that far. But it's the motivation or the inspiration that I've been able to give some of these kids, and to see them taking form, to see them implementing and taking action. They're learning, right? I mean, this could be a business that does really, really well for them and turns into, a store later on or whatever. Or it could be something where they try it for a while and maybe it doesn't go as great, but they're doing it. Right? They're taking it upon themselves to create their income, not to be dependent on getting a job at a theater, which is now closed. Right?
Which is what a lot of kids have done, in their summer breaks and straight out of high school. And right now all the jobs that kids would normally get right out of high school is, working at restaurants and working at movie theaters and working at retail stores, right? Or water park, in my case, all of these things that are shut down right now. And now it's awesome to see these kids doing exactly what you told them and creating their own incomes.
And here's the most amazing part, right? Anything you do for a period of time, you're gonna get better at. right? Anything you do, if you continuously go out there and try to sell your product, if you continuously go out there and try to run a marathon, if you continuously go out there and work on your diet and exercise, you're going to get better. You might not be good at it right now, but you're going to get better as we go along. So, being able to do, to implement something like that, even if you don't know all the answers yet. This is what's really cool for me is these kids have already graduated. A lot of them are already done. They're gone. I don't get to see them on a regular basis. And now with COVID, I don't even get to see the regular ones on a daily basis. But these kids are gone. And it doesn't mean that they're completely out of our lives. I get DMs from them. I get emails from them. I get text messages from them asking like strategy questions, right? Like, okay, I'm doing this. How do I do this? I'm implementing this part. What do you think the next step should be? And that is what's awesome about the course that I've been lucky enough to teach, right? That is the gift of what I get to give to them. And the reward for me is seeing them succeed. It's super, super, super amazing to see them go. I got a call tomorrow. Ham, you're going to like this. I got a call tomorrow with another former student. He hit me up and he basically said, "Hey, Mr. CS, I need to find out about investing in real estate. I've been working in construction and I've been investing my money in the stock market. I managed to save $30,000. What's my next step?" 1 year out of high school. 1 year out of high school. And I think, one of his girlfriends is the one doing the desserts. And so she was telling me that he's doing it in the stock market. So he's learning how to trade and stuff.
Nice.
That's where he's building the capital. And so mom says, "Can we get some of these for next weekend?" Yeah, definitely, mom. We can reach out and give them an order so we can have them. So I can have them. I can have it with milk. You can have it with coffee because I don't really drink coffee. But we'll make sure that happens. Right. And, so, saving 30 grand, right? 1 year out of high school, that's a huge accomplishment. Now we get to have conversations about what the next step is going to be. And these are not hypothetical steps like, what should I invest in when you have no money to invest? These are tactical, practical, actionable steps that we can talk about. Now it's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to buy a home that you're going to live in next? Do you want to do the other approach where we buy rental properties? Do we want to buy out-of-state properties? Do you want to continue to save so that you can acquire these properties in cash and not have to worry about...
A lot of potential for aggressive expansion.
So, exactly, right? So a lot of potential. Now, but these are actionable items, right? What I told the kids in class all the time was... the question I get often is, "Hey, what should I invest in?" When the real question is, how much money do you have to invest, period? You have to develop the habits up front of managing your money, up your own budget, putting money aside, having that purse, that extra savings account of money that you can put to work, right? Your golden soldiers that you're going to put to work for you. If you can't do that part, then there is no way that I can really explain to you what to invest in. And this is why there are multiple kinds of investments. This is why there are investments where you can make a lot of money, huge returns on investment, things like IPOs and syndications that you can get involved in if you are an accredited investor. What's an accredited investor? All it really means, aside from you make $200,000 a year for the last 2 years, or you have I think it's $1 million or $2 million in assets, something like that. Those are the data figures for you to be defined as an accredited investor. But the truth of the matter is, what really makes you an accredited investor is, do you have the money habits put away to acquire that kind of income, so that if you were to risk money and lose it, it wouldn't like end your day, right? Richest Man in Babylon. I love that. It's one of the greatest books. It's like this thick. So you don't have to worry about, a lot of pages. You can read it pretty much in a day, but it has one of the key components of wealth creation, which is save 10% of what you make.
Save 10% of what you make
first.
Pay yourself first. And the other, what you were just talking about is, do you have the money to invest, first of all? But of course, we always preach and we always talk about education. So not only do you have the money, but do you know the investment that you're going to put your money towards, and who are you working with? Do not trust the brick maker to buy jewels, right?
Right.
So in other words, if you're going to invest with somebody, and you're just going to give them your money and hope that they do well with it, make sure that you're not trusting somebody who has never invested in stocks to put your money into stocks, right? Or don't trust somebody who has no experience in real estate to put your money into real estate.
So it's funny because there's people who, as the market shifts, right now the real estate market is still hot, right? But this is not going to last long. There are so many people. I think the last I heard, and I didn't research this, but the last I heard, there were 2 million people who didn't make their mortgage payment last month. 2 million in the United States.
Mhm.
The forbearance section is going to come to an end. When that happens and people have to go back and deal with the recourse of not making these payments, or maybe they don't have a job and are capable of making these payments, the real estate market is going to take a turn, right?
Mhm.
When that happens, people can see the writing on the wall. We can all see that this is going to happen. And you're in one of two situations. You're either the type of person right now who's like, this is going to be awesome. I have money put away. This is going to be a great opportunity. Or you're on the other side where you're like, I just need to make my freaking mortgage payment, or I need to make my rent payment. I got to do whatever I need to do. You're on one of those sides, right? Most of us are on one of those two sides. If you're on the side that's ready to make an investment and you're waiting for this dip to happen, and you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to get into the flip game. Last time I didn't get to get into flipping houses. This time I'm going to do it. What I highly stress is you find people who have already done it.
Right.
And have already done it successfully. And you partner in, you become a capital partner, and you become part of that regular routine. Be part of how they learn, how they find homes. How do they shop? Do they use a wholesaler? Do they have a team of themselves generating leads? Are they doing it themselves? Are they buying properties off, Zillow or any other locations? Maybe they're buying home path properties. What is their strategy acquiring these homes? What is their rehab strategy? Are they hiring contractors per job? Do they have a construction crew in place? Do they have teams, project managers running some of these? There's different ways that people have done this successfully. Are they doing 2-3 at a time? Do they need to have a certain amount that has a profit margin at the end for it to be beneficial? Like, there's a ton of things that go into flipping. It's not as easy as what you see on HGTV. That is the fantasy world of flipping, right? That is the glamorized world of flipping. In reality, it takes more than that. What you don't see behind the scenes when you see those flippers is their entire team doing multiple other properties. You don't see that property where they lost $30,000 on that flip because they found, I don't know, mold or a cracked foundation that wasn't part of the initial bid, right? There's things like that come up. So understand how they work those things in, how their profit margins and how their buying strategy happens, because most real estate investors make their money at the very beginning when they buy, not at the end when they sell. The strategy is put in place at the beginning. They're thinking of that exit strategy at the beginning so that they can be successful in the end. And find mentors. Strategy. Find mentors.
Yeah, and speaking of finding mentors, like when you are, I like the way that Jimmy always says this. When you are getting ready to learn, you have either one of two things. Either you have time or you have money. If you have money to invest and you can just throw money at it, cool. Not going to learn as much, but if you partner with the right people, you'll make money. But if you don't have money, you have time, and you can invest your time doing exactly the things that you were talking about, which is learning from those people and doing all of the grunt work that they need done, making the phone calls, finding the deals, doing all this other stuff that is part of it. But we don't ever see that part of it on HGTV.
No, that's that. And again, it's the grunt work, but it's also where the skills are developed.
Yep.
Right. This is where you're able to talk to a client. This is where you understand the details of the contracts. This is where you understand the hiccups when you're dealing with, I don't know, things like estates and trusts and things like that, where a lot of times some of these properties come from, grandma and grandpa that lived in it for the last 50 years, and then they pass away. And now there's this property that the 2 or 3 kids need to get rid of because they live out of state. And they just need somebody to take care of it, but it's been not really taken care of the last 20 years because grandma and grandpa got a little bit older, and it's gotten a little destroyed. So somebody's got to come in and help them. There's all these different things that happen in these transactions, these situations, these scenarios. How do you deal with them? How do you structure a deal so that it works, so that everybody's a winner, so that the family who you're dealing with benefits from the sale of this property, so that you as the investor are able to make money, so that the new buyer who comes into this property, who lives in this completely rehab place, doesn't find out later on that there's hidden issues that they didn't overcome and they come back and sue you, right? There's all kinds of different things that you need to worry about when you're dealing with these types of investments. And that's just real estate, right? And so there's plenty of other ways that
real
you
estate.
there's plenty of other ways you can make money. Again, we're going through a hard economic time, right? So you're going to have people who are getting out of
three ways you can make money, right? Real assets, paper assets, and businesses.
There you go. So paper assets are things like stocks. You can buy stock in different companies. And again,
Bonds,
one of my
options.
former students is doing just that. I don't know if he's day trading
awesome.
or not. I'm gonna be talking to him tomorrow. But he's doing that in paper assets. The other one is businesses. How many businesses are you driving by right now that are boarded up? Yes, they're boarded up because of protests, but chances are because of COVID, they're not coming back. And that's one of those things where now you can come in. If you had a dream of opening a restaurant, and you've been putting your money away, somebody's lost. They put money into a beautiful kitchen in that restaurant. They put money into design and decor in that place. You can come in and get it on pennies on the dollar and open up your version of that kind of restaurant. Maybe you partner in with them because they know how to operate things, and you can save it and get into the type of business that you're looking to get into with people who are really good at it, who need a hand up instead of, just buying them out. There's so many opportunities that are going to be presented if you know how to take advantage of them. If you're willing to learn, if you're willing to save your money, if you're willing to put it and invest it into something that you want to do, the opportunities are presenting themselves. You just got to be able to see them. You got to see them as opportunities and not so much as problems. They present themselves as problems. That's what they are. They are issues to somebody, but
how do you make the most money?
You solve the most problems, or you solve the most complicated problem, right? You can either solve a small problem millions of times, or you can solve a big problem one time, right? Either way, you're going to make your money. So what is your skill? What are you good at? What problem are you good at solving? That's what it's about. Hey, James, you got a Broham tip?
I do, actually. I do. So our guest today was going to be someone who was in plumbing and restoration. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just do flood insurance real quick. We'll talk about that. So let me just throw this little tidbit at you all. Flood insurance is not included in your homeowner's insurance. Did y'all know that? What? Flood insurance is not included in your homeowner's insurance. And I know you're thinking, well, I live in San Diego. It's fine. I don't need flood insurance. When is my house ever going to flood? Well,
when the
what
kitchen
if
sink bursts?
No. That's actually burst pipes. So that would be covered.
Oh, okay.
But flood, let's say that there's a riot happening down the street, right? And the fire department comes out and looses the fire hydrant. And then something breaks and that fire hydrant spills out, or maybe the fire department didn't get to it. Car runs over the fire hydrant, and guess what? Next thing you know, you got all of that water pouring down into your house. And if you don't have flood insurance in those cases, you are screwed. Sorry to tell you, those floors, all of your furniture in that room, in those rooms, all of your stuff is going to get demolished, destroyed. And if you don't have flood insurance, you're not going to have any coverage. You're going to be out of pocket on all that stuff. So if you are thinking about flood insurance, definitely reach out to us, Pipeline Insurance. You know what? That's what I should do. 877-928-9994. And one of our friendly representatives will definitely help you with that. So flood insurance, not included in your homeowner's policy. So make sure that you get it if you need it. That's your Ham's insurance tip of the day. Follow me on Twitter at InsuranceBroHam.
Boom. By the way, Bonnie says we live on the top of the hill and still needed flood insurance.
See? Oh yeah, you're a lot of times it's required by a bank if you live in certain areas.
Yeah, it just depends, kind of like fire hazards, right?
Yep.
So it depends on where you live. There's basically, picture a map, and it'll have red levels on that map and blue levels on that map. Red meaning this is a fire hazard. These areas are higher risk. Blue meaning this is a flood hazard. These are higher risk. So when you're looking at that, you can ask your realtor, you can ask your title rep to pull those types of things, and they'll be able to help you out and give you the heads up on what's going on in your property. And look, I think we just lost James. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. He came back.
And that
I was like, what happened to this guy? He took off on me a little bit early. I didn't even do the outro yet.
No. My Apple mouse, if I skip my finger over the top of it, it'll shoot me back a page on my browser, which kicks me out of the stream.
Oh, of course it does.
So, yeah.
Well, ladies and gents, we've had fun, of course, even though it was an impromptu show. Bonnie, thanks for being contributor in today's program. By the way, check out Bonnie's page. She has #Unbreakable going on. You have an unbreakable story. She's got a great story to tell on her page about everything going on in her life and how she is continuing to push forward no matter what. So thanks, Bonnie, for joining us on the program. And again, if you guys have any need for any of the, there you go, at Posh Notions. So if you guys have any need for any of the services that I mentioned today, maybe you guys want to get some of those goodies, make sure you hit up, I will drop the little ticker down at the bottom again. So hit up the girls. They're going to help you get some of those goodies. And then, of course, Kenny's going to help you out with wigs. So, dang, man, I'm just proud
Get
of all
your hair
these kids.
did.
I'm proud of all these kids continuing to do their thing. So big things coming, and they're just getting started. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
Thank you for listening to the Business Bros Podcast. Are you looking to get more clients or to increase your income? Hernan, the business bro, can help you generate referrals through the power of podcasting. And James, the insurance bro with Pipeline Insurance, can help you effectively add insurance to your existing business. If you are ready to create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow, email businessbros@csfirst.com to schedule a free consultation or join the Business Bros Network, www.businessbros.biz.